Welcome back to Down on the Frame. Today I have an interesting one that probably not that many newer homes have this issue, but we're gonna solve an issue with this thing being too cold and being leaky in the winter. Obviously, ideally you take this thing out and you just block that hole with something, perhaps a homemade piece of insulation foam board. But today we need a faster and something less permanent, because I'm not gonna take this out and seal it up every winter. Chances are I'm just gonna leave it in there. So I'm gonna make basically a sweater. And the reason why I'm doing that is, let me superimpose a picture of what this thing looks like in the morning on a thermal camera. As you can see, it is pretty cold. Now, you could just deal with that all winter, but it's not what I want to keep paying for. So I'm gonna spend so far only 20 bucks in parts, $5 per board. These are pretty large boards, so you should be able to do a lot of ACs with these. And what we're gonna make that sweater with is foam board. I got 4 pieces of this stuff. So that stuff is XPS foam, and it's about R4.7 per inch. It is flammable, so they do recommend wrapping it in something that's not flammable to prevent anything from that. I have one concern. I'm going to be wrapping it on the outside of that, but the vent for the gas furnace thing is right there. Let's go take a look at it outside. Yeah, that's really close. So we're gonna have to come up with some sort of protective barrier on that. But first, we're gonna cut some pieces. So I went outside and I stuck this underneath the AC and pushed it up against the house and drew a line. Now, what I'm gonna do is take another piece and we're just gonna stack it like that, and I'll draw a line on the other side and we'll cut that width right there. Just gonna use a standard box cutter to do this. Also, sorry for the lighting in this room. That's another video. Pops off just like that. All right, I'm gonna go measure the top. So this is the bottom section, and then I gotta measure the back to mount it to like that. And as you can see, the box is forming. All right, I just made some marks because it's super high up. I'm just gonna take another piece of foam board, line it up with those 2 marks, and then mark across it like so. So that's gonna be this back piece like this. As you can see, things are starting to take shape here. Now we need this side piece. I guess another thing you can do is some crazy dovetail action or whatever you know, like do something like this and notch each side if you really want to get creative with it, but ain't nobody got time for that. Unfortunately, we're gonna have to make one side out of 2 pieces because I only bought 4 of these. So which one fits the best? That's too short, so I'm gonna go with this one and this one. And then what I'll do is flip this, mark the edge, and cut it. See, I accidentally just poked a hole in it. So be careful with this stuff, it's fragile. It'd help to have a straight edge if you have it. All right, next we're gonna tape these 2 pieces together. And to do that, I'm using heavy duty duct tape, Iron Force. I like this branding, I like it a lot. You know, this is a little off, so I'm gonna size it up. I may end up using some spray foam if I cut too much of it off. Okay, so as you can see, there's a little bit of a gap there, but I can come in with some spray foam and spray that. Just using some Loctite foam, window and door. And we'll let that cure for a bit. So while that cures, let's try to tape together these pieces. So this is the side. All right, so back, bottom. I think the bottom needs to be trimmed a little bit. No. Let me go double check. Oi, oi, oi. Coming together, but as you can see, cut this one a little too short. I can make it up with something like this. Not a problem at all. Well, it's the morning and I checked it with the thermal. Here it is. Doesn't look good. It looks almost exactly the same. I have some kinks to work out. But yeah, I know I just jumped a whole step. I finished putting together the box last night. Let me show you. Looks like that. It's pretty good on there. But if you look, it's not flush up against the house. So, not 100% sure what to do about that. I am going to eventually tape this, but alright, a lot of duct tape later, and she's pretty in there. Bam! I made a front plate. So, I mean, some people would recommend taking out the whole AC and just, you know, putting a couple pieces of foam board in there and spray foaming it in for the winter. I recommend that too, but we don't have a place to store this AC. So I had to do what I had to do. But this works. I still have to address the fire hazard outside. But once I do that, it'll be good. So thanks for watching. If you guys have any suggestions of a better way to do this, please let me know. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We'll see you guys next time on Done with Frank.